appreciate it. So I'll send it to you, and then you can send it on to me. I'm going to try to work without my headset, but if the background noises are too distracting, please, please, please let me know. I've actually done sessions today from 8 to 9:30, 9:30 to 11, 11 to 1, and now I've got you all from 1 to 2:30, and then I have a 2:30 to 3:30. So my audio held for most of the day, so has my internet. But let me first start with a little bit of housekeeping. If for some reason I break off and leave the call or leave the it's because my internet kicked me out, and sometimes I have a little bit of issue with that, but I've been doing okay all day. But if that does happen, then I'll jump on my hotspot and rejoin. So don't give up on me. I will be coming back. Just like to let you all know that in advance. Those of you who are working from home this summer can relate to that. I'm obviously working from home myself. You probably can see my, excuse me, home background and some of the noises that are moving around, you know, my environment. So thanks for your understanding there. I'd rather work without my headset if I can. My ears are kind of going numb after having them on for most of the day. So if with a small group like this, I think we can get away with it. But I don't want the quality of the audio to be terrible. So please be honest and let me know. Excuse me, to go through. Speaking of, I see that most of you have muted yourselves, and that's helpful because then we won't pick up your background noises as well. Although I do really want to keep this interactive, and I want to get feedback from you all as we go through. So feel free to unmute yourselves at any time and interject. Those of you who have cameras on, I really appreciate that. That's super helpful for me. It helps me to get feedback from you all and know, okay, yes, I'm with you, those sorts of things. And so thank you so much for doing that. Any questions before we get started? I know we had a couple of folks who joined in a little bit late. So if you've not recorded yourself in the chat box as the school you're at and your role, please do so. We can mark you as attendance. And we'll get this over to Connie Miller. This way she knows to mark you all as the credit that you need for attending, and then also can send the resources out to you after we finish up. Very good, Anna. I've jumped up and had 4 wheat thins for my lunch in between all my sessions, so I can relate. Enjoy your lunch. So, okay, here we go. We'll jump off into our discussion this afternoon. So I'm Jody Burr, and I am the Territory Director for the company TextHelp, which brings you Read and Write, and also now Snapverter that you all have a subscription to as Bossier schools, teachers, and also your students as well. Read and Write has been in Bossier for a number of years. It is a literacy support tool that students use for reading, writing, research, and study skills. We're going to be looking at Read and Write some today because Read and Write is actually what you're going to use to read your PDFs. But we're going to focus on mostly today the addition of Snapverter to your offerings in Bossier and how they can help you with the pain points that we experienced in the spring as it relates to virtual learning and what we all did with sending out resources for our students in the classroom for them to interact with and work on, okay? I'm going to share in the chat box real quickly let me pull this up for just a minute, a document that I want you all to go to that's going to help you follow along with what we're discussing today. I'm going to tell you as I'm getting ready to share that over with you. During our time this afternoon, we're going to explore these tools. I'm going to sort of do a demo of them in a sense, sort of a I do, you do, and then I'm going to give you time to actually play with them. We're going to look at getting them installed. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up so I can get it sent over to you. I am going to force a copy, so you'll make a copy of your own whenever it comes in. And if you'd like to take notes on it, feel free to. It is a Google Doc. And so let me get this sent over here for you real quickly. Sorry, I meant to do that. Typically, I do this part whenever y'all are signing in, but Connie didn't join us today. She's normally taking over here for just a few moments. But I've just placed it in there, the Google Doc. I'll go ahead and share my screen so you can see, so you can see my screen and see what it looks like. didn't realize I was already sharing my screen. Okay. Excuse me. Sounds good, Jennifer. Not a problem at all. I totally understand. I've got distractions going on in my world right now too. But here it is. This is what the doc should look like when you get it. We're going to be working through this together as we explore each of the moving parts of Snapverter and how, most importantly, we can use it with what we're doing right now, the work we're doing right now with our students in our face-to-face and our virtual learning environments. I know today is a big day. I sent my my youngest baby, believe it or not, Stephanie and Audrey are my buddies and have watched my kiddos grow up, and likewise I've watched theirs grow up. But our baby went to her junior year this morning, so hard to think that there's only one more school start after this. But I know it's a big day having the kids back there, and hope all is going well. I'm anxious for mine to come in the door and tell me about all the changes this year. Not to mention my husband, who is an SRO at airline, and I know he's got big changes there too. So it's going to be an interesting year for sure. But nonetheless, I'm hoping that, and I'm sure that the tools that are being provided for you are going to be helpful for the things that you all are doing here. Okay, so let's talk about first and foremost about what Snapverter is and what PDF Reader is. Again, I told you TextHelp is the company that makes the tool Read and Write and Snapverter. Read and Write, again, is the literacy support tool that we've been using for several years in Bossier. And let me tell you, I say we, even though I'm telling you I'm the territory director for TextHelp, because as you've heard, I'm Bossier family. I'm actually a retired Bossier educator myself, for those of you who don't know, and worked in Bossier for almost 30 years. When I retired and came to work with TextHelp, specifically with Read and Write and the other tools that we're sharing here. I want you to know that about me because I do consider Bossier family, and I'm right here and can be a resource for you all as you go through this whole process using these tools and, of course, the classroom tools as well. At the bottom of this doc that I've shared with you is my personal cell phone number that I use, of course, for my work as well. Feel free to text me, call me at any time. I want to be able to help you navigate your way through this as seamlessly as possible. And so having said that, let's take a look at the pieces here that we're looking at. So whenever we jumped into our spring pandemic and we sent all of our kids home, the first thing we did was figure out how we were going to instruct our students digitally. And so in that, we all felt comfortable that, okay, good. We know Google Classroom, and Bossier knows it pretty well. Okay, we've got Read and Write. We've got accessibility supports in place, so we can rest assured that we're good there. So let's go through and let's scan in, or let's pull up worksheets that we normally would use in the classroom, and let's send these out for our learners to work with. And when we did that, we sent them out in most cases as PDFs. A PDF is created either by scanning or by digitally creating a copy of a worksheet, a handout, a book page, or any other printed material. Whenever we do this, we can use a number of devices. We might use a flatbed scanner. We might use a scanner in the copy room. I know Bossier purchased ScanSnap scanners for all of the schools. Might be using some of those higher tech scanners to be able to do that. But nonetheless, whenever we do this, we're actually making a copy of the document, just as if I were to take my hand and place it onto a copy machine and take a picture, or excuse me, create a copy. It would actually be making a picture. It would take a picture of my hand. So the things that we create with PDFs are actually pictures. They're images, okay? So computers see content that come into them in several different formats. We either add content through text, and so then our text-to-speech reader, which is the Read and Write toolbar, can read that text. This is the text-to-speech reader here for Read and Write. If you aren't familiar with Read and Write, you're going to get some bits and pieces of it today. However, we're not going to totally cover the Read and Write toolbar. I'm only going to show you how Read and Write can help you with the PDF reader, or how the read and write works in the PDF reader. If you are needing specific information about read and write, that's a whole nother session. I've done 3 of those this summer. We're going to cover the PDF portion of read and write. But if you need some more information about the full toolbar, right now, this is the doc version in Google Docs. Feel free again to reach out to me, and I'll be glad to help you all either in a school setting, in a PLC setting, in a a content area setting. If you want me to work with your science teachers, your math teachers, whatever it is, to take a look at this, I'd be happy to. Or grade level, you let me know and I can help you with that. But nonetheless, read and write recognizes, as any other text-to-speech recognizes, a PDF as an image, okay? So it's a text-to-speech reader. Doesn't know how to read an image, knows how to read text, okay? Computers also see content inside of them as either a video or an image or text, okay? I know we talked about text, but I wanted you to know that in order for a text-to-speech reader or a PDF reader that we're looking at here to be able to work with a PDF, that PDF has to be accessible or readable or interactive, okay? There's lots of different ways to define the content of the PDF. Basically, what has to happen is it has to go through a process called OCR, and that's what you see here in the center of this page. Very basically speaking, OCR is optical character recognition. And what that means is optical, you can see it with your eyes. Character is your letters. Recognize is it can read it, okay? So the process is the text-to-speech reader has to be able to be, the PDF has to be converted to a format so the text-to-speech reader can recognize the characters and see it to be able to decode it to make a string of letters that then make words, would then make sentences, okay? That's a really elementary way of doing my best to describe what this process is about, because we cannot assume that all PDFs are created equally. And that's going to be important when it comes time for our students to actually work on the PDFs. Now, my sister is a 6th grade teacher. I guess it's intermediate. I want to say middle school. She just moved from Green Acres, but she's now at the intermediate school at Benton. So I guess we'd call it an intermediate school teacher. And we were talking this week, and I know that she said that what they're doing and what they've been doing traditionally is taking worksheets, using the snipping tool, snipping that content down, adding it into a Google slide, and allowing the student to put text box on top of the Google slide to be able to interact with the content so that they can actually see the student's work on the worksheet, so to speak. Very creative. I commend the person who discovered that process. However, it takes a ton of time to snip all the content, bring it over, and get it all set up so that students can actually put the edit boxes on top of. And then I'm thinking about, what if those edit boxes move around? I mean, there's so many that it's like I say, very creative, and I commend folks who have figured that out. But I'm going to show you today, you're going to be relieved, just like when I showed her, a much simpler way to be able to do this using Snapverter. Okay, it's kind of been the missing link throughout the summer as far as I'm concerned. What Snapverter will do is it will allow every teacher and every student to be able to have unlimited scans at their fingertips at all times. There's actually a mobile app that you can use to take a picture of the content and have it read back to you that way, or add it into your drive. Lots of ways to be able to do that. We're together for an hour and a half today. In fact, we only have just a little over an hour left. No one is expected to be an expert at the end of this. This process is fairly simple. However, you're not expecting to be an expert and be able to walk away and do this when we're done. In an hour and a half time, what we're going to be able to do is take a look sort of a bird's eye view of what this looks like and what it can do. But what I want you to know from here is everything that I'm explaining to you today is all been resourced and linked right here, okay? So directions for installing, and we're going to look at that in a minute. We're going to do a quick introduction of it. There's some videos that give some good overview levels of how this all comes together and how you can see all of the different things that you can do. There's a user guide link. There's a FAQ link. There's some understanding between OCR accessible and inaccessible. The list goes on, okay? Everything is here. So I want you to know and feel rest assured that today you're just kind of getting a glimpse at what it can do. You're going to get to play around with it and actually interact with the pieces yourself. But I want you to know that you've got support either here through this document to come back to if you're the kind of learner that goes, ooh, let me put my hands on, show me what it does, let me put my hands on it, let me play with it, then I'll come back to it. That's me. But then you also have me to research out to when you get to those points and you go, okay, why can't I get it to do this? This is bugging me. I know Jody said it can do this. Why am I stressing over this? Pick up the phone and call me or text me and I'll help you through it real quickly, okay? So here's the process, okay? A student is sent a PDF. When the student goes to open the PDF, here is the process. Whether they open it from Google Classroom, whether they open it from the drive, whether they open it up from their email, a PDF is sent to them in some way or they have to access a PDF. The trick is, in order to be able to interact with that PDF and use the support tools of Read and Write, the trick is to always open with Read and Write for Google Chrome. When I open with Read and Write for Google Chrome, I'm going to not only get an accessible PDF, but I'm also going to get one that I can now use my PDF reader toolbar to be able to annotate on, okay? I used this one recently as a demo, so I'm going to go and clear out some of the things that I put on here so that you all can see, because actually you're going to be able to work on it too, because I did not force a copy on this link. I probably should have, but that's okay. We can all work on it together because I'm going to show you these pieces in just a moment, okay? If a student went into this document and opened up an inaccessible doc, so in other words, PDF, in other words, it's not been scanned with OCR, I'll know when I go to open with Read and Write for Google Chrome, I will see my PDF come up, I will see my toolbar, and then I'll get this nice black line that says, we can't find any text in this document. It may not have been scanned using OCR. So all I have to do is click here to convert, just like it tells me to do with Snapverter. And then it's going to, after it converts, say, nice work. Be sure to check your Snapverter finished folder for your converted file. Now, we are, as a company, an agile production company, and those of you who've been with Read and Write long enough know that one of the things that I've always loved most about them and it's what brought me to work for them is, number one, their simplicity of how they bring support tools to learners, which is why so many districts now are using them. But then another thing that I think that's really important to note is they're an agile production company, and what that means is we're continually updating our tool to meet the needs of current times. And so in this instance, this tool needs to be updated, because what we recognize here is what we would like preferably is, instead of sending students to check a finished folder, we would like that to just pop right back up in its converted format. We're working on that, and it's going to do that very soon, but it's not there yet. Hang with us. Pretty soon we're going to have it just come right up. But the process is now that the students have to navigate to their drive, pull up a Snapverter folder that's in their drive. You're not going to see it yet. I promise in a minute I'm going to let you play with this. And once they go into Snapverter, there's going to be 4 subfolders, and you're going to do this in just a moment and see these. The 4 subfolders are drop here to convert. So I could have just dropped that PDF in here. Or when I went to open it with Read and Write for Google Chrome, I could simply tell it to convert. I could have an option for it to fail, and I don't like that folder. We don't want that to happen, right? Finish, and then I also have an in progress folder. So there's 4 different options. It told me to check my finished folder because it said it did its work. I'm going to go to my finished folder, and I'm going to come through, and these are all of the different scans that I've done for different reasons. And when I go to open up this PDF that I've scanned, and I go to open it with Read and Write for Google Chrome, right? That's the trick. then I'm going to actually be able to now have access to an accessible PDF. Okay. Let's see if it's going to come up. With streaming and so many tabs open, I probably should do a better job of closing out some of these. We'll come back to them again. Whoops, I just closed out of that. Oh, there it is. Okay. So now I didn't get my black line. Now it's completely accessible and I can work on it. So let's talk about how we can get you to that place. Okay. So I'd like for you all to take a look for just a moment at my extensions bar across the top of my Chrome page. First of all, I see my little image here of my picture of me. So I know I'm into my account. You need to make sure you're in your BosierSchools.org account. Your students the same way. This shows me the extensions I have in my Google environment, okay? You all should see this little read and write purple puzzle piece. You should see a PDF image for the PDF reader. You should see this little bird who is really a speech bubble. That's our screenshot reader. You should see these three icons in your toolbar. Okay, I want you all to now open a new tab and look and see if you see. You can go to any of the tabs because your extensions bar always stays there. You could even look here. If you're looking at this screen, you're going to see mine, but if you look up here, you'll look at yours there, okay? So I want you all to go look and see if you have these three images. And if you mouse over them, you'll see them. Read and write for Google Chrome, PDF reader, and then the screenshot reader. I want you to give me feedback in the chat box of what you have or don't have. I either have them all, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, okay? As you're doing this, I'm going to tell you, students don't have to do this part. In Bossier, this has been force installed out to students' accounts, and they should have all three of these pieces already sent out by either Adam or Kyle at the tech department. For teachers, they're choosing for you all to go and get your own extensions. So some of you have them, some of you don't. Let's talk about again where we're looking. If you don't see them here, here's one other place to look. On my toolbar at the top, if I go to this gray puzzle piece on the far right, that when I mouse over it says extensions, and I drop down, then I can see the different extensions that I have. Maybe I have them, I just don't have them pinned to my extensions bar here. You'll want to have these three. Just look to see if you even have them here. I'm not so concerned that they're pinned here, although I would like for sure read and write to be pinned there, which is the purple puzzle piece. So if everyone will give me some feedback there, I'm going to jump out for just a moment. Still here, but don't follow my screen for just a moment. I'm going to go and get something I'm going to share with you in just a second. Jump ahead, but I'm waiting to see you all give me feedback on what you have and don't have. So if you'll put that in the chat box, that'd be super helpful. Have all three. Super, Sherry, good, okay. Okay, so Sherry, I think you're the only one who's going to need to follow me. I'm putting a link here. This will take me to the Chrome store. In my Chrome store, I have the ability to go and install these extensions, okay? Once you click this link that I've put in the chat box, it'll take you here. There's three extensions that you need that we're looking for. Read and write for Google Chrome, Text Help PDF Reader, and Screenshot Reader. Yours will more than likely say add to Chrome. Mine say rate it because I already have it, okay? Add to Chrome, add to Chrome, add to Chrome. Follow the pop-ups that say link data, sync data, accept permissions. There's going to be lots of pop-ups that come up. Just follow those pop-ups, and then we'll catch you up with us where we are, okay? The rest of you, I want you to now return to my screen, and I want you to follow my screen. So let me double check. Ms. Ford, you're out getting your extensions. The rest of you come with me to fluency.texthelp.com. And I'm going to put that in the chat box as well. Okay, Mindy, since you don't have the PDF reader, you'll want to follow this link too. And you'll want to pick up the link for the PDF reader and add it. Sorry that it didn't come as a hyperlink. Let me try this again. Now it's a hyperlink. So follow fluency.texthelp.com. Okay. When you all go to fluency.texthelp.com, let's go back here. That's going to take you to log in under your Bossier account. This is all a one-time and done deal. Whoops, this is not what I wanted it to be. I think I told you all the wrong one. Hold on. Let me make sure I got the right one. Just 1 second. My apologies. Let me go grab it from here. You know what? We're not doing Fluency Tutor. Can you tell I've done a few too many sessions today? Let's try that again because we're not doing Fluency Tutor. Y'all don't have Fluency Tutor. We're doing Snapverter. That's what we're doing. So let's try that again. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, here we go. It's www.snapverter.texthelp.com. That's that simple. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Now, when you follow that link to snapverter.texthelp.com, and I did that wrong because I put a period there. Let's try that again. Get rid of that. Let's see. Try to put it here. Now, when I go in with my account, so it's snapverter.texthelp.com. You should see a page that looks like this, similar to this. Mine's going to have some data that yours doesn't have because you have a brand new account. You all should see your little picture here or the letters that you've used for your initials, along with the words license type full. That's what you should see there. So please confirm that you see that. Snapverter.texthelp.com, and it's going to take you to a dashboard. The reason I need you to go to this dashboard because this dashboard is actually adding a folder into your drive called Snapverter. So you tech savvy folks, and I see there's a bunch of you on here, go ahead and go check your drive now if you're ready to. I'm going to kind of leave this here for a minute because I know that we've got Ms. Blaylock and Ms. Ford still working on getting their extensions. They definitely need the PDF reader. Go to check your drive and look for a folder called Snapverter. Snapverter. So it converts in a snap. Okay. Your Snapverter folder should have 4 subfolders like this. Those of you who are with me, please go ahead and check and see if you have a Snapverter folder with those 4 subfolders and give me some feedback in your chat box, please. Thank you. Mindy, you got them. Super. You're a fast learner. Okay. Did you get the Snapverter too, Mindy? Give me a head nod if you did. Did you get Snapverter? It's snapverter.texthelp.com. Okay. And then the rest of you tell me if you see your folders in your drive. Thank you, Stephanie. This is where the actual conversions will happen. Okay. Anybody else? I'm only seeing 3 pictures right now. I don't know why. Let's see. Okay. Yay, Anna. Thank you, ma'am. You're good, Sherry. Snapverter can't be reached. Let's see this. Did you try this one? Sherry, I'm going to send you this one. I'm going to put it in again because I had the first one wrong. So try that last one. Snapverter.texthelp.com. /dashboard is what it's putting in, and that's fine. Okay, we'll let you play catch up, but I'm going to go ahead and take those of you who are ready to go there with me to these places, okay? And again, this is going to be recorded, and again, you're not supposed to be the expert. I promise we're going to get you there, okay? So when I go back to the doc, hopefully you kept your doc open. I want you to watch me first, okay? The first thing I want everyone to do in a minute is to go in and open the accessible PDF at the bottom where it says practice PDFs. Let me show you where I am. I came back to my Snapverter at Bossier Schools that I originally shared with you. And I'm going to come down into my text, and there is a document, or excuse me, a PDF called Main Idea Worksheet that says it's accessible. So when I go to open it, remember I'm going to get the pop-up. Hopefully you remember to open with Read and Write for Google Chrome. Okay. Once it opens with Read and Write for Google Chrome, because it is accessible, and I already knew that, and now I know because I don't get my black line, I can interact with this. In fact, look here, I've already interacted with it at some point. In fact, I used it yesterday for a demo. Okay. These are my tools that I can use that are Read and Write tools for my PDF. So this is a bit of a review of Read and Write, okay? I can click to speak. Yeah. And it will read this text aloud to me. Okay, and pause that reader. I also can just highlight the information I want read to me. Okay. I also can come through and pick up a dictionary if I need help. Let me just do the word penny. If I need a dictionary to help me with the meaning of a word that's text supported and read to me. Maybe I need a picture to add to my picture dictionary that helps me make meaning. These are widget symbols, okay, that I can use. Maybe I want to work with a translator. These are all things that I can use that help me with reading. Maybe I want to work with a colored overlay that gives me a line reader of a sense, okay, of the information I'm working with. So these are all reading support tools on the Read and Write toolbar that I can use for this PDF. I also can come through and do some digital highlights, create a vocabulary list. I can do collect highlights like I do on Read and Write. These are all Read and Write conversations that we'll come to on a Read and Write session. This is not necessarily a Read and Write session. These are basically reviews. But if you're not well versed with Read and Write, you'll want to play with these as well, okay? Because Read and Write is what does the PDF reading and writing support, okay? So let's talk about how we now can interact with this main idea passage that's here. So I'm told to summarize this passage in one sentence, and maybe my teacher told me to underline the supporting details for the main idea. Oh, look, I got to put my name on here. So there's lots of things I need to do. The new tools for PDF that are going to be super helpful. This is, all I had to do was upload this as a PDF. If it was accessible, great, I'm good to go. If it wasn't accessible, Snapverter told me it wasn't, click it, go to the folder, open it back up with Read and Write, okay? This saves me all the time of having to create these alternate formats of this information through sharing it out like I told you my sister and her folks are doing, okay? All due respect, bless their hearts, they didn't have anything before, so this is going to make their life so much simpler. So I have a typewriter tool, a push pen tool, a freehand tool, and a shapes drawing. I'm just going to start with a freehand tool. One of the things I like to do is just come in and freehand put my name on my paper. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm just using a keypad to be able to do that. Okay, whoops, there you go. Someone else come in. There we go. We're working collaboratively on the same one. So that's great. Feel free to go up there and do that. I'm going to see your work to see we're working collaboratively. I didn't force a copy on these. That's okay. So everyone go out now and write your name somewhere else on the paper. Good. I'll be able to see that. I'm not sure who this person's was, but I'm going to come and grab yours and move yours off of mine so I can see who it is. Stephanie, that's you. There you go. Cross your T, girl. Oh, there it is. You did it as a separate piece. There we go. I moved it around on you. Sorry, I'll stop moving. So let's see who else is putting their handwriting in. I love this. I love the collaborative piece. Go write your name. Anna, thank you. Got yours in there. Okay. As you all are doing that, another thing that I said my teacher told me to do was to go through and underline the supporting details. Now, this is just all going to be simulation, right? So we don't have to really worry about what we're underlining. But under shapes, I have the ability to do a square, a circle, or a line. So I'm going to do a line. I like to reduce the thickness. And one of the things that I like to tell my students to do, or I would tell my students to do, is to possibly do their writing in blue, kind of like you do with an ink pen, because my old eyes, especially when it comes to typing, sometimes I don't see the students' annotations. So I want you all to go get a line and do a different color. I'm going to do blue. Everybody else choose a different color. And I want you to come through and I want you to underline a sentence in the passage. And I don't care which one it is. I'm blue. Somebody else do a different color. And then I'm going to go back to my handwriting here. That's all right. Anybody else want to underline? I know you're probably doing it on your side. It just takes a little bit to sync up on my side. There we go. Thank you for underlining those pieces. So I have a freehand draw and I have a shapes draw. Okay. Then I have the ability to use my typewriter. Now watch the typewriter for just a moment. With the typewriter, I can do several different things. First of all, I want to click where I want to type. And it's kind of grayed out and sort of hard to see, but I can move this around so I can see it better. I have the ability to play, which is text to speech. I have a word prediction feature. I have a speech to text, which is talk and type. And then I can change the sizes and the color of my text. So if I wanted to summarize this and I just wanted to type it, I could do that. It's a typewriter. This passage is about a girl, okay, whatever. And so then I simply can go through and decrease or increase the size. I can change the color. And I can extend the size here. And I'm going to go ahead and put my name next to it because then you'll know it's me, okay? So I'm just going to say, that's fine. All right. So I want you all now to go to the typewriter tool and do a different color and just type a sentence. It does not have to be the main idea. I just want to see that you know how to, even just type your name is fine. I want to see that you know how to do the typewriter tool with the typing is what I'm trying to get at. If you put your name, you don't have to do a different color. Whoops, someone deleted mine. That's okay. We're collaboratively working. I'm going to delete mine there. Thank you, Anna. Let me go do mine again. Drop the typewriter, turn the T on, drop it. Yes, and you can move it around. Thank you for moving it around. Play around with changing your size, decreasing, increasing, change your color. Purple or the red check leaves it there. So I see Anna. Did anybody else do the typewriter? Okay. We also have the ability in my typewriter box, remember to do, let me get a new one, sorry. So T is on, I'm going to move it over here so I have a new one. I'm going to use talk and type. So if I wanted to talk in my response, as soon as I click the microphone, watch what happens. This passage is about a girl and she found a penny and she threw it in a well. Whoops, I didn't get that in there, sorry. Let me try that again. This passage is about a girl who found a penny and threw it in the well. All of the words that I just spoke are going to show up here. Oh, yeah, I did it twice. I didn't see it initially. I have to be patient. It's one of my things I'm not good at. But I can increase and decrease. This was totally done through talk and type. So I spoke in basically and dictated that full sentence instead of just my name. I can extend my text box. We're all working together, so don't freak out if you see things happening in the background. But I'd love for you all to talk and type in a sentence, maybe down here. Let me leave this space open. Down here on the third passage. High degree of accuracy in the talk and type in the Google version. Can't say enough good things about it. If you've not worked with talk and type for proficiency and efficiency through your content areas and writing, highly recommend that you explore it. Or your Google Docs, a great way for students, especially right now, to respond. Is anybody else doing a talk and type here? No. I need to be patient. Okay, last little tool that we're going to look at and play with is the push pen tool. And what the push pen tool will do is it will allow me to be able to maybe give some extra instructions. For instance, like if I wanted to maybe add in a character description of that girl, I'm just going to do the talk and type. It saves me time. The girl was wearing a red dress and she had yellow curls in her hair. And I know she was sad because she was crying and her knee was skint. So I'm sure she was hurt too. Okay. So there's all that content, okay, is me trying to pull that down. Now, of course, I would need to go back and make this my own. Like I wouldn't want to use the number 2 there. And it says, I'm sure she was part 2. I meant to say hurt. So I would need to go clean that up. And 2, this still is my own writing. Even though I've used my word rather than using my fingers to type it, I still have to make sure that what I said is what I meant to say. And a great way to do that is to edit myself, going back and pushing play in my text to speech reader. Okay. So now the nice thing is this little push pin is here and I can go up to where my passage was that I wrote about the girl. And I can add this in sort of as a sticky note to give more information. Come on and move. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. I need to grab it here. Wait, I know what happened. Hold on. I need to get rid of this. I don't need this one. One of the things I'm not good about doing in Mule is trial and error. You got to turn the push pin off, that original one. And then I'm going to come and grab this one. And now I'm going to try to move this one. That was the problem. I was trying to move the other one. I need to move it up my page. I typically would have push pinned it right there around it. Okay. So if I wanted to tell about the girl, I would push pin it right there on top of the girl. And so now my teacher could get the information that she needed. Or as a teacher, if I needed to give some feedback. Or my goodness, couldn't I use this just to score my students? So whenever they submit it, I come back and give them a push pin and give them their responses there that they need. Maybe that self-correction or that correction that they need. Okay. So that's it. That's the tools for annotating. The great thing is not only does the PDF reader provide the tools for annotating, but it also provides the literacy support tools that your students are used to read and use or using in their reading and in their writing. Okay, so they look exactly the same that they're used to. Good. I see some other push pins. There we go. Is tall. There we go. Thank you. So all those are in there. That's perfect. Okay. So those are the pieces of the PDF reader that to me is the missing link for helping teachers take PDFs because they're going to get them from Teachers Pay Teachers. They're downloading them. They already have them. They're sharing them out. And what we needed was a way for them to be able to annotate on them. PDF reader has always been there. The new addition is the Snapverter piece. And the Snapverter piece is important for when we come across text that's inaccessible, okay? So I think most of you are with me. How are we doing? Chat box. Yeah, I think it is laggy, Stephanie. Probably on my end because I'm just running on a, Suddenlink Wi-Fi. I'm at their mercy. I called them the other day and I said, you're going to get me fired. But I bless their hearts. I can only imagine what those companies are having to do because, it's all expanded so much. Okay. Was going to show, back to my Snapverter page. Now I want you to come with me and I want you to open in this copy of this inaccessible document. So when I go to open it, the trick is to open with, I wish you were all here, we would say in tandem, read and write for Google Chrome. I can't say it enough. When I open with read and write for Google Chrome, we already know by design this is inaccessible, okay? Here it is. My black line is here. So I want you all to click to convert it. And I want you to then, as it says, check your finished folder and see if it's there and converted. And if you see it there and converted in your finished folder, you should be able to double click it and open it, and the line will be gone. The line that says it can't read it. Because as it is right now, when I go to highlight any of the text, it won't read any of it because it doesn't know it's text. Okay? Please give me feedback that tells me in the chat box that you found it in your finished folder and that it's accessible after you converted it. That's the process for Snapverter. Click, check your finished folder. Open it from your finished folder. Now, here's the thing. As a teacher, if you convert your document, or if a teacher converts the document before she sends it out, once converted, always converted. The students don't have to go in every time and convert it for themselves. It's already converted. It's already good. They already have it in converted version. They don't have to go to Snapverter. They don't have to check that folder, okay? This is sort of the equivalence of when we talked about earlier, when we talked about how we're required to put our documents out in accessible formats. It's just like, I'm not sure if I said it to this group or not, I've said it so many times today. It's just like building a building that's multi-stories. I have to, by law, from the 1960s, the Americans with Disabilities Act says, I have to have a ramp or an elevator or some way for a person who has a disability to be able to get to the other floors. I can't block those people out and say, sorry, you rolled up in a wheelchair, you can't come in this building. That's against the law, okay, because we're excluding those folks. Just as now, the same law says that when we put digital content out for our learners, whether it's a worksheet, whether it's a PDF, whatever it is, it too has to be accessible for learners who depend on support tools like read and write, just as much as we have students and individuals who depend on technologies, assistive technologies such as wheelchairs and things like that, okay? So providing Snapverter for teachers and for students is sort of like a little fold-up ramp that they can put in their pocket and take with them wherever they go. They arrive at a building, they can't get in, they can unfold their ramp and get in, okay? If for some reason a document slips through the cracks and is not converted by either the teacher or the SPED teacher, then guess what? The students have the ability to do their own conversions, and that's through Snapverter. If they go to open it, it's not converted, and they need to have it converted, click the button, and they're good to go, okay? Even if a student is not dependent upon the assistive technology, in order to be able to annotate on it, they'll need to go ahead and convert it because you all have Snapverter to do that. So like if you took a look at this one, I could come in and do my typewriter tools on it, okay? I don't necessarily have to convert it. But, you know, it's not, there's no harm in converting it. You can still do the annotations, but I wouldn't be able to come back and do the reading pieces and things like that that I need to do, okay? That makes sense because it wouldn't be accessible. Whenever a student submits a PDF back to you as the teacher, you too, whether it comes back through Classroom, whether they share it back with you, whether they email it to you, the teacher too has to open with read and write in order to be able to see the annotations that the student has done, okay? So I'm monitoring the chat box and I don't see anybody say that they found it finished when you converted it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I don't know if we're still that laggy or if some of you just haven't done it. What I wanted you to see is that you were able to convert with Snapverter. We already determined you have the folders. I wanted to make sure that you were able to convert and use the tools there. So you would know that by checking your finished folder, Snapverter, finished folder, to see that your doc has been converted and that you can open with read and write and interact with it. While you're doing that, feel free to turn off your microphones and tell me to zip it, Yappy. I'll be glad to if you have any questions. But what I was going to tell you is, in quick wrap, I was working with an elementary school, and I was working with a teacher that I know personally who is not super tech savvy, and the thought of doing all of this just freaked her out and totally overwhelmed her, and she was in tears by the time she got to me. I know, like, many of you have been going through this. And one of the things that she told me when we started was that her student, she had shared a worksheet. Basically, she had a very reluctant, struggling learner in her classroom, sweet little girl who just really lack the initiative to get started and do her work, sorts of things in the classroom. And when they went to virtual learning, she shared out a worksheet, and the parents somehow helped the little girl figure out how she could open it with read and write and do the PDF annotations. The little girl completed the work very efficiently and very successfully on her own, because the parent said she felt like she was, like her parents, working at home on a computer, and felt professional and, those sorts of things, and felt like she was a big girl doing her work. And whenever they sent the work back to the teacher in the classroom, the teacher did not know to open with read and write, okay? So she kept opening it and not seeing the work. And the parents were insisting, we know she did the work. We watched her do it. She did it. It's all on there. It's a big deal. She really wants you to see it. She's super proud of it. So after the session, the teacher and I, got on together, and I walked her through it. We shared screens, and I told her, the only missing link was you just didn't open with read and write. So when she opened with read and write and saw that student's work, she immediately went to tears over just the elation of, and she said, Jody, this child would have never done this in the classroom. And, the parents are insistent it is her own work. And now I understand why they were so upset when I couldn't see it. And so even though there's some real struggles for us all right now in trying to baby step through these processes and figure out what's going to be the best process, even making the decision to bring this on was a huge decision for Bossier. And I thank all of you who communicated that importance of needing this, and even looking at this from this side going, oh, wow, I'm going to have to communicate that out. Once it's communicated and it's on the rolls and the students are knowing what they're doing with it, it just opens up so much more opportunity for them to be able to interact with the material that is being put out to them. So I appreciate those of you who, took part, because there's several of you on this call who did take part in this decision. And more so over, let me say, and I have to tell you all, and I tell every group that I meet with, this is completely funded through Bossier SPED department for all students in Bossier. So any chance that you get to show your appreciation to Lily and Holly and the AT team, Stephanie and Anna, and all of those, Shauna, everybody who works together with supporting this, Audrey, I know you're on with us. Please do your best to show your appreciation to them, because they had to really vet this and look for the best process to be able to do this. And I know that they're going to be there to support you as I am. So like I say, if you get a chance to voice your appreciation, especially those of you who have understood what it was like for some of these. I'm sure, Anna, if you had your microphone on, you would be able to attest, because I know you work out at Benton and have seen some of the processes these poor teachers are going through right now, trying to see the students' annotations, and how much more simple a process this is. Even though it took us an hour plus to be able to explain it, when you break it down, it's really quite simple. But I like to try to get in the reasons for these so that you understand the processes of how we get to this point. Okay, I don't know if the chats just aren't coming in. Are we that laggy? I'm not seeing anything in chat, but I'm just going to assume that we're all good. I mean, I see there's only
Hey, this is Anna. I've got a question.
Yeah, please do.
All right. So for some reason, I had like an old, like 2017 Snapverter folder. So when I finished that inaccessible one and it converted fine, and it said it's in your folder. Well, it wasn't in that. So I thought, oh, that's from 2017. That's old something. So I deleted that folder. How do I
Okay.
have a new or add a new Snapverter folder with the 4 folders inside of it
Come to
to
this.
my drive?
Go to the chat box and go
Uh-huh.
to snapverter.texthelp.com.
Well, see, when I go to that, I can see, like, it takes me straight to and shows me that I have,
The dashboard.
huh?
It takes you to the dashboard.
Uh-huh. The blue
Okay.
Snapverter at the top, current status. Yeah.
Did you go there again? I mean, have you gone there since you deleted that folder?
Yeah, I'm there right now.
Okay. So go ahead and X out of that, then go back to your drive and see if you can search for Snapverter folder.
Okay. So what pushes that folder to my drive?
Whenever you visit that site,
Uh-huh.
it recognizes you as a Bossier Schools domain
Gotcha.
subscriber.
Okay.
And it basically force installs it in your drive.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, let's see if it's there.
Okay.
I mean, we've done it just like, see, for some reason, Bossier doesn't force install.
No,
Connie,
it doesn't, it didn't push it to me.
it did not push it to you? Okay.
No.
You want to share your screen with me real quick? Let me stop presenting. Do you feel comfortable doing that?
How do I do
I can do it on. So just at the bottom, click present now. Go back to the webinar.
Go back to the what?
The webinar itself, like where the Google Meet. Go back to the Google Meet.
I'm on that.
Okay.
Oh, I see it now.
Okay, so now present now. So Sherry, watch what we're doing because this is Sherry saying the same thing for her. Should say present your entire screen.
Yeah, I selected it. Still, it's acting. Yeah, saying share. There we go. Okay.
There we go. Okay. So it's snapverter.texthelp.com. It's the one at 1:30.
So I did this one, like up here, you know?
Yep, that's it. Do a refresh there for me. Did you refresh it when you went back there?
Yeah, well, yeah, I just went out of it completely and went to your link.
Okay. Okay. Because it shows that you have it full. Okay, go ahead and. You did refresh it. There we go. Let's now just navigate over to your drive. Let's open a new tab for your drive.
Okay.
Or refresh your drive. Now
Okay.
search.
Would be right there.
Yeah, you can just type it in too. See it. Yeah, no, it should be coming up right away.
Yeah. And it was earlier, the old 2017 one was, but.
Okay. So Sherry, can you do that same thing on your side? You don't have to give me your screen, but did you go to snapverter.texthelp.com? I'm watching you share, yes or no? Does anybody else delete theirs and have to come back? Let me see. I may have to troubleshoot that because you just go to the website. Okay. Anna, did yours say that you had any pages converted or any documents converted or any documents shared when you went to the dashboard?
It did at first, but I can't see them now. And when I look at, you know, this page of current status, it shows 0.
Well, I see 99 pages converted.
That was from that's from when I was playing with it back in 17.
Yeah, okay. So let's go look in let's go to your bin. Go to your trash bin. Go back to the drive. And go look in your bin. Your BIN, not your BEN. I know you have a BEN too.
Right down here?
Yeah, your trash. Yeah. And go ahead and search for Snapverter there.
That's that document, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But I'm trying folder.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Well, and so when you deleted it, did you just right click and delete, or did
Yep.
you just?
Just right click remove.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to send yours over to tech support because I don't know.
I broke it.
Broke it. I'll try to see if there's something I can find on my side to get to you quickly. If not, I'll put in a ticket for our tech support team. I've not had that come up yet, and that's a unique situation. But Sherry, can you turn off your microphone real quick, Sherry, so that we can talk, or turn on your microphone? I should ask you, just so I can know. So the way to mouse
Sherry,
over,
toggle down at the bottom and it'll pop up.
yeah,
Like move your mouse to the bottom of the screen.
yes, on the actual Google Meet.
Hi.
There you go. You did it.
Yeah, it's funny. That's comical. I knew how to turn on my mic. I'm trying to do the other steps. So I keep trying to do what you're telling me, and then we keep talking. So I keep going back and forth. Yeah, I know how to turn on the mic. I was just trying to do it. And that's why I made the comment. Everything you've told me, I've done multiple times. So I thought you and I could just continue later because I feel like I'm holding up the process.
Okay.
So yeah, every time I go to try,
No.
then you'll say something to me, then I'll go back. So I was like,
I'm sorry. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I know how to turn on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Did you get to the snapverter.techhelp.com
I went-
dashboard?
Yes, and I commented that I kept getting the same page as Anna, but where she had 99, I had 0 pages converted.
Okay.
And
So you're good. So now where we need to take you is open a new tab. I think this is just the one step you missed. That's okay.
Okay.
That's why we're doing this. We're
Okay.
all new to this. Open
Okay.
a new tab and go to your drive. My drive, your Google Drive.
Yes, I'm going there.
Perfect.
And I tried to watch the process that you went to her when you all got to the drive. So hold on, mine is kind of lagging a little bit, but it's
Yes, ma'am. I think we all are. And I'm sure with y'all just getting back today, everybody's
it's trying to
doing.
open. It still hasn't.
Okay. No rush.
Sorry, I'm still spinning. There we go.
Fine. I'm okay. I'm all yours this afternoon. Well, till 2:30. 20 more minutes.
Okay. See Snapverter. So I'm gonna
Yeah. You see the Snapverter folder?
I do. It's a grayed out folder. I came back to respond, so I didn't see what hers looked like in the Google Drive, but I do see a Snapverter folder.
Then you're good. You're a step ahead of Anna. Anna doesn't have a folder.
It doesn't look like it has. So I guess there should be no content in mine because I just have a grayed out. Now it won't let me do anything with it, but it's right under.
There's 4 folders within the. Can I show you my screen real quick, and then you can.
Okay, let me come back. Yeah, I heard you mention the 4, but.
Yeah, the issue with Anna's was she had an old folder that she
Right,
had
yeah,
deleted.
her from 2017, and she deleted it.
Yeah, right. So your folder should look like this. Should be a snap. Let me go back here. Should be a Snapverter folder. If I go search the drive and I search for Snapverter, should be 4 subfolders.
Let me type it in my drive because it just comes up without me typing it, but it didn't seem so. Let me go up here because I see the folder down on my little left side. So let's see what I get.
Okay.
Okay, Snapverter. And it's spinning. Okay.
Well, we will.
Okay, I think it's drop here. Wait a minute. What happened to
it? You got it.
Well,
There you go.
yeah, I was fixing to read what I had, and then it popped off for some
Okay.
crazy reason.
Okay.
Okay.
Good job.
If they're four
Yeah, so
folders,
you're
I
with
had
us.
four. Okay.
I'm sorry that I went ahead of you. It's appreciate you hanging with us. You're a quick learner. The only thing that we did after that I think that maybe is when we went to open with Read and Write for Google Chrome and we converted it, we found that it was in our finished folder. So you might want to, did you end up converting or not?
No.
Do you remember?
No,
Okay.
I didn't know.
So if you go to, okay, so if you want to try that out, I'm going to show you real quickly
Hold on,
what we did.
I went back to my folder because I couldn't see what all was in there. For some reason, it disappeared, and I'm trying to make sure I didn't lose it. Okay, I don't know. Maybe my computer's doing something weird. I thought I saw 4 folders, and then while I was talking to you, it disappeared, and now I'm back trying to open it up again, and it just says Snapverter. It's not letting me see what's inside. But anyway, I'm partially there.
Okay. Well, let's just see what's going on with your computer, and I'll let you work on your side, and then you feel free to chime in anytime, because really that's what I was going to reserve these last 15 minutes for. Folks who think that they've got it, feel free to stick around with us. Those who need some extra help, I'm here to troubleshoot this through. That's the process. It's really that simple. One of the things that I'm working on, in fact, I realized when I shared with you all, it's on the second page. I'm working on screenshots step by step so you can see. I don't have it finished up. In fact, I didn't mean to attach the second page to y'all's. I need to go back and remove that because it should be somewhere else. But working with Connie, we're going to be putting out resources like this, not only for you, the teacher, but also for the student's view, what it looks like for the student, open with Read and Write. This is how I annotate, sort of thing. And then same for parents. But these videos are everything I just did. Okay. The only thing we did not cover was Snapverter on your phone. Because everybody has a different phone policy and bring your own device policy. We kind of left that out. But if you want to get that information, you can go there. If your kids have bring their own device and they can take the pictures, it's pretty awesome to be able to do for the app version that's there. Okay. But all of these explain each of these pieces. Okay. So with no further ado, those of you who feel like, okay, I think I'm good to go, I've got the information I need, feel free to jump off. We wrapped up about 15 minutes early. I will be sending you resources as well as the recording of the meeting. Anna, when you get it, will you shoot it over to me, please? And then I'll get it out to everybody. I'll probably send it to Connie and she'll send it out because I don't have the sign-in sheets just yet and all the attendees. But look for that to be coming in the next couple of days so that you can, but nonetheless, you have the resources to play.
You say when I get it. After you finish, it's going to send me a copy?
Yeah. Yeah, it takes probably about 20 minutes or so. You'll get 2 things. You'll get a recording of the Google Meet, and then you'll also get a transcript of the chat box.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you so much. Okay, and then likewise, Stephanie, I appreciate y'all. I miss seeing all of you all face to face and catching up on everybody's goodness for Facebook. We still can be connected in some ways. And Anna, let me figure that out, and then either text me or call me, and we'll see what's going on with yours. But I'll work on trying to troubleshoot you so we can get you. I think we got Sherry where she needs to go, but I'm going to hang around. Everybody else, feel free to drop off. I'm going to probably go off the camera and just have a microphone going so that I can jump up before my 2:30 meeting. Thanks everyone for your time and attendance this afternoon. Let me know if I need to help anybody individually. I'm here and I'm listening. So Sherry, when you're ready for me, you let me know.
Okay, just 1 second, shooting a quick email. I'm ready because I thought I was good until we went to Snap. Let me get rid of this. Till I went to my drive with the Snapverter, and as I said, it popped up. Mine didn't look like yours for some reason. Where it came up, with the folder
Mhm.
inside of the box. Mine is
Mhm.
in my, as I look under my drive. So I went up top and did like you said, and just entered Snapverter. And when I did, as I told you, I was getting ready to read off the folders, and all of a sudden, I mean, I didn't touch anything. It's like, okay, what happened? All of
Yeah.
a sudden, they disappeared. And since you've, been kind of wrapping up and saying your goodbye, I can't get back to those folders, and let me put in Snapverter again, and I'm trying to see what
Okay.
I do. I just have the little folder, and I keep hitting it, and it's
Will you
turning.
go?
Oh, go
Will you
ahead.
do me a favor? Sorry to interrupt you. Will you come back to the Google Meet and share your screen with me so I can watch?
Okay, I'm back
You
in
see
the
if it looks
meeting
the same as Anna's?
right there. And
I'm going to stop presenting and then let you present.
well, that's down here. If I can get it, just 1 second. I don't know why my
That's fine.
computer is being contrary.
I see. Stop clicking for just a minute. Let's give it a
Okay.
chance to think about.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like, what am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to get
Okay.
to the pull
Yes,
up my bottom, present now. There we go. So you need my entire screen, right? Okay.
Sure.
All righty. And now let me go back to, oh, not that. Oh, where is it? No. Okay, I got to get back to where I was. No.
Well, I don't think you're presenting your screen to me first. You've got to click on your entire screen and then,
I did.
well, I'm not seeing it.
You don't see it yet?
No, ma'am, I just see you.
Screen.
Yeah, so click the
Hold on, let me try
button
again.
on.
Because for some weird reason, it came up
Think you
cancel and it wouldn't let me hit share. So let me try again. Present now. Your entire screen. Share.
You have to click on your entire screen on
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
It's just so slow. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. And I'm not trying to over talk.
No,
I
you're.
know you know what
No,
you're
I need
There
the.
you go.
Okay, next.
Now I got you.
Okay, but let me get back to. I think I'm okay. Can you see it now?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now I put Snapverter in there. Oh, let me go back. I want to
Mhm.
go back 1 step so you can see what I originally
Okay.
saw. Well, not that where I misspelled
That's
it.
fine.
No, not that either. Well, I was trying to get back to what it actually showed. Let me just try again. Let me go back to my drive. And it would be easier if you were looking at it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm watching it now.
Okay, I know you say you have a 2:30. I hope it doesn't
You're good.
be
You're good.
decrepit
It's
slow.
all right. It's all right.
And it's
Are
usually
you
not
on?
slow. I might have
Are
too
you
many
in a?
tabs open.
What's that?
I said I may have too many tabs open. It is so slow.
Are
I
you
might need.
on a Chromebook?
I am.
Okay.
Is
And are
that
you?
is that the problem? Because I had it on
No,
my
ma'am.
desktop. And I was like, no, on my desktop I can't talk to you. So that's why I thought
Oh,
there
okay.
was an opportunity for us to visit.
Right.
Okay, here it
Are you at
comes.
the eval center? Where are you, Sherry?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Where are you located? Are you at the eval
Plain dealing.
center?
I'm at Plain Dealing. No, Plain Dealing.
Plain dealing. Okay. How
Okay,
does
so
y'all's
are you?
internet?
It's pretty decent actually. Can you
Okay.
see now what I see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so like yours showed up in the box. I don't know if this makes any
Well,
difference.
that's
Mine
simply
is that.
because, yeah, it's just the way you have your drive displayed. I have mine displayed where yours lay out. You have yours in a line. That's the only difference.
Oh, I didn't. See, I just learned something. I didn't know it could be displayed differently.
Yeah, and you
Okay,
can,
so
you know, go ahead.
I so don't mean to talk over you. We don't know when the other one's gonna speak.
You're fine. Go ahead.
So let me. I'm trying to type in Snapverter
I see it there. Why don't you just
because for
double
some
click
reason
instead of typing?
I tried. Yeah,
Okay, you tried to double.
I
click?
tried. I tried double clicking. Yeah, and it would turn blue, but nothing happened.
Let's see what happens now. Try it now, if you will.
Okay.
And that was a double click.
Mm-hmm. But now a minute ago, it did at least bring up the box. Okay, there we go. Let's see what happens. Yes, see, that's what I got a minute ago. And I double clicked and it went nowhere. But at first it gave me the 4 boxes. Are those the 4 boxes I'm looking for?
Yes, ma'am. The
Because what
difference
happened, I was getting ready to read to you what they said, and they disappeared. And I was like, come back. I didn't tell her what my 4 boxes is.
Do you see the little eye?
What you did beyond this, I have no idea because I've been playing with this for 20 minutes.
And I'll help you. Do you see the little eye? Okay, you see your picture.
Yes.
You see where it says BPSB?
Uh-huh.
Down below that. See the eye?
I
See
do.
the left of it? Go to the left of it. The little grid?
Uh-huh.
Grid.
Click it. Okay, click the grid.
And then just wait for a second. Just click it one time and click.
Okay. I'm not sure if I did because I have touch. I'm on my touch screen, so I can just touch it.
Yeah. Yours is just taking a while. So
Okay.
now you're done. So you have yours in list view. I have mine in grid view. That's the only difference.
Oh, okay. Well, I like grid. Okay.
So go back.
Now, you're gonna send us. Wait, I want you to have a break. You have 8 minutes, and you've been presenting all day. Whatever we're doing, did you say you're sending it like where we can see it? So I should be good from here. I just was like, I just want to make sure I have it because I didn't do anything with I did say it like 18, 17 years ago, and then I was in regular ed English for 14 years, and I just came back to SPED last year. I didn't even know Google Read and Write existed. Until my supervisor said, "Are you not using it?" I was like, "I don't even know what you're talking about." And I was like, "I'm so aggravated because this program would help my SPED students so much." So so I'm excited about these.
So email me and let's set up a time where we can meet together, where it's just the two of us.
Oh, I would love that.
Absolutely. Let's do that.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, and we'll go from there. And you didn't miss anything. You've done everything there is to do.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Patient
No, absolutely. I totally get it. I don't want you to feel lost. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. And I know it's never fun to feel like you're the person in the class who didn't get it. None of us feel that way. We totally understand we're all in different places. So don't fret. I'm sure there's plenty of things.
Yeah, and I just wanted my computer to work. I was like, if it would just pick up, I could keep up. And that's why I wasn't going off the little cutesy things on there with it. I'm like, I don't even know where they are. I don't even have Snapverter yet. But
we'll get you there. You got it. You got it. And the only thing you have to do with it now, if you open a PDF and it converts, go check that folder for finished.
So it'll drop to the drop here to convert?
It will drop into the folder that says finished.
Finished. Okay. I got you.
Right. Go click the finished folder right now. And let's see if there's anything in there.
Now, will each of these be a double click as well?
Yes, ma'am. A folder is always a double click.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's nothing in there right now. So if you go back to the Snapverter document that I sent you.
Okay.
Okay. In the beginning.
Okay. Like
and
in
then
a meeting detail.
To the one at the bottom of the page that says practice PDFs. There's an accessible and an inaccessible.
Okay, I heard you say that, but now I'm doing something else. Let's see.
All right.
Oh, I want to move this. Well, you're 2:30 people already here. Okay, no, we'll talk. We'll talk. I don't want to. We're good.
Sure.
Yeah. Take a breath.
I want you promise you email me so we can get set up.
I love you for just wanting to hang in there with me, but yes, absolutely, I want to do this.
Absolutely, I will. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm here for you, so definitely please do.
Principal, but do you know Sandrina Isabel?
I don't know.
Okay, because she's at Benton, but I don't. Yeah, because she's very I'll have to talk to her. He's not allowing a lot of people to come and roam on
No,
campus
no.
right now.
No, exactly. So I'm saying I'll come to you. We'll set up Google Meet, just you and me.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Sounds
Just work.
good. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Take care.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
President.